You want to hear some shit? You want to hear some Quincy Harker?
Sure.
Okay. Like everything in my career and most of my life, Quincy Harker was not really planned. It's my best-selling series, and I just published the 16th novella in the series. But in 2015, when I wrote the first one, I just thought, well, this could be fun, and we'll see if anybody buys one. They bought a few. This is the novella that I won the Manly Wade Wellman Award for, which was very nice, from the North Carolina Speculative Fiction Foundation. That was really awesome. And this is the series that was featured on The View by Whoopi Goldberg as one of her top holiday gift ideas under $50. She found the audiobooks just browsing Audible and emailed me out of the blue. And I didn't believe it was her and made her send me proof of life. So she shot a little video backstage of The View and sent it to me to show me that it was really her. And then I peed a little and went and called my wife and said, holy shit, Whoopi Goldberg just emailed me. And she said, which one of your friends is pranking you? And I was like, no, that's what I thought too. Here's the video. So this is Quincy Harker. This is the first little bits of Raising Hell. I fucking hate demons. That's what ran through my head as I got out of the car and walked up the sidewalk to the Garda home. It was a nice place for the suburbs. There's a 2-car garage off to one side, a neatly manicured lawn leading up to the flower beds in front of a nice little porch, and an SUV in the driveway, because I'm sure the garage was full of bicycles, tools, lawnmowers, and other shit that I only see when I get a call out here in the burbs. I live in a condo in the middle of downtown Charlotte, so the only time I see lawn equipment is when I get lost in a home improvement store looking for a new mallet or maybe a new wheel for my grinder. I walked up to the pale yellow siding nightmare of a home and stepped up on the front porch. The welcome mat was a little askew, the only imperfect thing in an otherwise totally good housekeeping image. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes, opening my second sight and taking a look around. My third eye saw nothing out of the ordinary on the porch, no roiling black evil, miasma ready to consume my soul and suck me down into the depths of hell. It looked just as Martha Stewart in the supernatural spectrum as it did in the visible one. Good, I thought. Maybe the little darling's just on the rag and I get the fuck out of here and back uptown before the game lets out and traffic gets stupid. I opened my eyes and snapped back to the mundane world. After a second to adjust back to seeing the world with my eyes instead of my soul, I rang the bell. The dog immediately went apeshit on the other side of the door, as if the real trouble wasn't already in the house. A couple of shouted shut-ups later, the door opened and a flushed 40-something man opened the door. The top of his balding head stopped at about my nose, but I'm tall, so I was used to that. His polo shirt had sweat stains under his man boobs, and it stretched tight across his spectacular belly. He looked up at me, close-set brown eyes set deep in a florid face, capped off with a red nose that only happens when you've hit the bottle pretty hard for a pretty long time. You Harker? He asked, glaring up at me. Yep. You got ID? He asked. No, I just randomly wander up to houses in suburbia and pretend to be an exorcist hoping to arrive at the exact time their appointment was set for. I bit my tongue before that one could escape and just handed him my card. You got any photo ID? He had that belligerent tone of a middle manager, the kind of guy that shits on all his employees' good ideas until somebody smarter than him hears them, then takes credit for the good ones. I didn't bother to hold back this time. You want my badge number too? This shit doesn't exactly come with a union card, pal. You called me, remember? I'm here. The right time, the right address. Now let's see if I'm in the right place. I'm Quincy Harker. You got something needs banishing? Or should I just go back to my sofa in NFL Network? Sorry, no need to be a... He cut himself off, but I didn't. Dick? Yeah, I'm a dick. You're the stupid bastard who lets a demon into his teenage daughter, yanking me off the couch in the middle of the first Panthers playoff run in living memory. But of course, I'm a dick because I didn't immediately take off my hat and wipe my shoes before entering your fucking IKEA palace here. Now point me towards your daughter's room and get out of my way before I do something really dickish like turn you into a toad. I pushed back the stammering jack-off and stomped towards the stairs, registering him mumbling something about the bedroom at the end of the hall. I didn't need his instructions. As soon as I stepped onto the second floor, I could feel what I was there for. This time, the sense of evil, of just wrongness, was so strong, I didn't need my sight to find it. It almost knocked me over the second I turned toward the door. The hallway was just like a normal two-story house seen for slaughter in so many slasher flicks. There was a small bedroom to the right of the bathroom to the right of the stairs, and 3 bedrooms arranged around the left-hand hallway. One of these would be the master bedroom with its own bath, and the other 2 would be the kids' rooms. The one on the left had pictures of motorcycles and rock bands with more makeup than Kiss, but the one at the end of the hall was unadorned, just a simple brass nameplate announcing it as Kaylee's room. I could tell from 30 feet away that Kaylee's room had some seriously evil shit in it. I rolled my head, cracked my knuckles, then opened up my second sight to get a good look at the evil in the magical spectrum. I slammed my sight shut almost as quickly as it came into focus, shaking my head to clear the images of my mind. But there is no Visine for the mind's eye, and I was stuck with that shit forever. Whatever was on the other side of that door wasn't human, was powerful as shit, and was really hungry. It was also in a really good mood, which disturbed the fuck out of me. There's nothing worse than a happy demon, at least as far as the humans around it are concerned. "Mr. Garda," I yelled down the stairs. "Yes?" His voice came back. I might have heard ice cubes jingle in a glass. Good. If this was as bad as I thought it was, he was going to need to get seriously drunk. "Who else is home?" "What do you mean?" "I mean, who else is in the building? Is your wife here? Your son?" I left off the jackass, but it was pretty well implied. "No, they're gone. My wife is out of town on business for 2 weeks, and my son has been staying at a friend's house since Kaylee got sick. It's just you, me, and Kaylee. And whatever has got its claws wrapped around Kaylee's soul." "That's good. You might want to make yourself scarce for a little while. Please don't ask a lot of fucking questions." "Why?" "Shit. Because what I'm dealing with up here is pretty dangerous, and I don't want you to get hurt. And I don't want this fucker to have another vessel to jump to if your daughter suddenly becomes uninhabitable. I don't think I can... Would you please just get the fuck out so I can quit worrying about your fat ass and save your daughter?" I yelled. Maybe a little direct. But I really didn't want to have to fight this thing more than once. I heard a clatter of footsteps, and then the front door slammed shut. Nice. I didn't believe he'd actually leave. Maybe that panicked edge in my voice was useful after all. I turned back to the door. "Just you and me now, buddy. Why don't you come out of the girl and let's handle this like men?" The voice that answered rang through my head like a dentist's drill, piercing and ululating. "I can't come out yet. Not yet. But when I do, you'll see that I'm nothing like a man." Then it laughed. And in that laugh were the screams of millennia of tormented souls all shrieking together to make one terrible sound. "And I guess I have to come in," I said and strode to the door. I lifted a size 11 Doc Marten and kicked the door just beside the lock. The jamb splintered, the door flew in, and my worst nightmares were realized. "Oh, fuck me," were the only words that came to mind as I looked at the picture before me. Giger couldn't have imagined a sense of greater torment. Hieronymus Bosch had nothing on the cruel artist that created the image before me. I didn't throw up, but only because I learned years ago never to have breakfast before an exorcism. You puke on a couple of nuns, and that gets drilled into you pretty fast. The thing on the bed used to be a pretty little girl. I knew this because I'd seen enough pictures of her around the living room and on the walls going up the stairs to figure it out. There wasn't anything pretty about what was in front of me. It still kind of looked like a little girl. If that little girl's face was stretched in new positions for screaming for the last 2 days. If that little girl's pajamas were covered in piss, shit, sweat, blood, and pus. If that little girl's matted hair was stringy with vomit and other fluids. If that little girl, who probably stood around 5'2" and weighed maybe $110 last week, looked like she was about to give birth to a goddamn baby elephant. The demon hadn't possessed Kaylee Garda. It had impregnated her, and it was about to deliver hell on earth. That's a good stopping place. So, meet Quincy Harker. He's probably the hero you deserve. What do you want to know? We got about 5 minutes left before I want to wrap up the room. Questions?
So I seem to remember at a previous con you were talking about Quincy Harker,
Mm-hmm.
and you mentioned that he was the from John Harker from Dracula.
He is the son of Jonathan Harker and Mina Murray from the novel Dracula.
Oh, okay. So the direct.
Yes,
direct
he is the son. He is basically immortal because when vampires chew on both your parents, it jacks up your DNA. So now he is the immortal, magic-wielding son. And Dracula is a character in the series. He refers to him as Uncle Luke. He masquerades as Lucas Card now. His parents are dead. His brothers are dead. But Harker is still alive.